All right, welcome to this week's showing of the brushless race here at Lanes Raceway. As you can kind of see already, we are a little bit late here this week, but nonetheless, the guys have their cars set up. They're ready to go. We've got quite a big evening showing for you today. Several more new entries into the later Hometown Heroes open wheel modified class. So that's kind of pushed us back on schedule just a smidge. So as long as the racers are ready, which they're still, looks like they're still trying to get their stuff hooked up and everything and get ready to go. But nonetheless, we got a pretty big evening for you here. Brushless coming up first. Second race is going to be Wing Car on the Orange, which is a main event. And then we're going to have a simultaneous hard body race on the Oval while that's going on. Then our final race is going to be the Hometown Heroes race with driver introduction at the end of the night. So I hope you stay tuned for that. Right now, it looks like we have 4 drivers up on the drivers panel. I left the microphone out for them in case they wanted to say something to their fans or whatever. It's over on the drag strip, and they can say whatever they want. Also, just to bring attention to Slot Car Racing, right now live on Twitch, you should go over to Piranha Speedway and check out the USRA National race. This has been going on since Wednesday. Something to just get hyped up about. Right now, I believe they're running on the Blue King that used to be at White House, Tennessee. So definitely go over there and check those guys out and tell them that we sent you. Right now, it looks like we've got a few more people hooked up as we're fixing to get ready to go racing. Oh, changing oil? Okay, so everybody's oiling the cars. I let them have a little bit of practice time with these cars since last week. They want to just get a little bit more work in time on the cars before we started. We're supposed to start at 3:30. Here we are about 30 minutes late. Nonetheless, the guys are going back and oiling up all the cars, making sure they're ready to go. But been a pretty eventful week. Like I said, several new interested parties in joining in the Hometown Heroes class. And we're excited to see all the new painted up bodies and stuff like that. Plus we'll have a driver introduction to introduce you to the racer and their car so that you can follow along a little bit better at home. Nonetheless, exciting times here at Lanes Raceway. A little bit better news coming for the upcoming track here at Lanes Raceway. Still quite a bit away off, but the track should be here this coming week. And we'll be taking a look at that, of course, and might have a small little video on that later on this week. We're meeting with the guy tomorrow to do the drywall, I believe, and paint the place, so shouldn't be too much longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're missing 2 racers, and we'll be ready to go. Still same old thing, 3-strike system we're going to be rocking here. So hope you guys are ready for that kind of action. Bruce Bullington back today. Jay Latham back today too. Glenn Burden and Jackson was here with me yesterday as we were all working hard on wing cars. All right, racers, are you ready? Watch your lights. And here we go. First round robin, 1 of 8 starting out. And it looks like we're missing the desktop on this, so give me 1 second. And there we go. So it looks like the first community is going to be on blue lane. A little bit overboard there, nonetheless. See Brian Bender there helping track marshal for the guys there, so that's pretty good. We get 2 cars coming off in the S turns. This looks like it took a right turn instead of a left. That's going to be the second community going down. orange and green. Going to take the strikes there. Now we are definitely in strikes. 3 strikes, you're out. You guys know the routine. The only thing you have to do to get in this class and run it for points is you purchase the car at cost so that the shop's not out anything. At the end of the series, you can get that car for 20% off retail if you like. If not, we'll take it back and we'll sell it in the shop as used. But nonetheless, a good little way to get them involved into the series racing, as we got 3 classes in this series. The Hometown Hero 4.5-inch hard body style-esque class using GRC or the hard body chassis from Mid-America. And then we have this class, the brushless, which is like our IROC class, we call it, brushless IROC. And then our final class is our Mid-America Group F wing car. If you guys were keeping up with Piranha Speedway over the weekend, last night, the owner of Mid-America was actually racing, and you could have seen him give it his best. Something that all the guys have noticed here at Lanes Raceway since we've been watching it is, time-wise, we're not too far off from them. But the issue that we have is staying on the track. So it makes it a pretty good little beginner/intermediate class here for the brushless class. As you can tell, it helps the guys get used to making those turns and doing those switchbacks and stuff like that, just to better them if they wanted to take it to the next level, maybe try some of these races out for themselves. A nice little coast there for purple on the backstretch for Gunner. Gunner just trying this out for the first time. So this will be the first strike given in round robin 1 of 8. And that's going to go to Blue Lane, which is Nathaniel Burton. He's going to take the first strike of the day. Right now, Jay Latham on black lane. As you see him coming around the donut there, trying to pursue 2 guys in front of him right there up on blue lane. He's now right side by side with white lane Randy Kirtley. Randy Kirtley currently in second place with 24 total laps. A little bit tighter intersections there. Jay Latham really hammering that car home on black. It seems to be the black car is the fast car today with the LMP/GTP black and white Mercedes body on it. Similar to what you've been seeing at Piranha here the past couple days, what they've been running in the Alios class, I believe. That's what it looks like from the camera anyway. There's not a whole lot of talking on it, but nonetheless, definitely check it out. Let's head over to the track mate and see what happened. So right now we can see Jay Latham out there in the lead, 31 total laps. Randy Kirtley in second, Guillermo in second, Glenn in second, Bruce in second with 29 laps. So all of these 4 guys there fighting for second place. Third place there, Jackson, 27. Nathaniel, 26, tied up with Gunner with 26. So very close racing here. Still a whole lot of racing left to go. Don't forget, later on, we will be racing the Oval for the Hometown Series coming up later on this evening. And that'll be done on the Oval track, so definitely check back here for that. Going to go ahead and clear out the strike system here. Take you back to cam 1 and 2 because all the work's got to be done on the track for this class. They can't take it to their pit station without a partner. So everybody's going to be oiling, gluing, rotating. The cars always have to stay where the sticker is. So everybody gets a chance to run the fast car if there is one. So it makes it quite equal. As you can tell, the top 5 positions right there within 1 lap of each other. Just simply because, I pick these cars up at the end of the race, put them back in their box, and then before the race we put a little oil on them, get them back in racing condition, clean the tires and whatnot, and then stick them back on the track. So everybody's as equal as they can be starting out. 1 minute and 17 seconds left to go, and we'll be right back with you. All right, I guess I'm going to take this time real quick to try to get our chat up and going here.
Hang on to it, Bruce.
All right. There we go.
Race starts in 5 seconds.
2 seconds. We're going back racing, and Chad is live. We'll check on that in between heats. But right now, heat number 2 is about to go live. Your leader, Jay Latham, on yellow, as we see purple lane give the shunt there to orange lane. Orange lane, Bruce Bullington coming out of there in the donut. It's going to take the first community. If you're interested in getting involved in the spring series, come on down, either sign up as a member here, which really greatly helps Lanes Raceway out, and keeping the lights burning in this place and keeps you stocked up with all of your hobby goodies. Come join up into being a member, and you'll get a free t-shirt at the end of the series, which the design of that t-shirt is in the upper center portion of your screen there. The GTP LMP style car there, 2 burnout marks, and Lanes Raceway Spring Series. It's actually going to say Slot Car Spring Series 2024, but nonetheless, in this little picture here, it says Spring Series. Kind of reminds me of springtime, spring break, I guess. Jay Latham holding it down there on yellow lane as he comes side by side with green and red lane there. Coming around the donut there, able to make some passing. Now he's trying to reel in a couple more of these guys as orange lane kind of takes off on him there a little bit. Now trying to make a pass on Nathaniel Burden on purple, and he does so nice and cleanly around the donut there. And he's now trying to make a pass on Gunner on black, and he made that pass as track comes to a stop, and Jay, our current leader, is going to roll up into the horseshoe portion of the track, which is the upper right-hand portion of your screen. We can see Brian Bender there helping track marshal as he grabs the car to go get it put back on the track for the second community. These guys run this class really, really well, as you can tell. These cars handle pretty good. So if you're interested in brushless cars, of course, we get all of our cars from Roger Smith up there at Mid-America. You could either give us a shout, give him a shout, and get you some of these. He's got 2 variants now. Whenever we first started buying these, it was just the slower, I think, 4,000K or maybe 3,000K. But they got another one that's a little bit faster than that now. But I can't say too many bad things about the brushless cars. They're lightweight, a lot of brake, a lot of coast. I mean, pretty much everything you really want. Just got to set your controller appropriately, and we run DeFalco controllers here at Lanes Raceway. Jay Latham, yet again, holding it down there on yellow lane as we see him coming through the donut, trying to reel in someone and narrowly misses a wreck in the horseshoe there. The front of his car just narrowly missing the purple and black Caterpillar car. It is definitely a favorite amongst the brushless guys, the purple and black Caterpillar, which is on blue lane. Going to take the first strike of the day, or of the heat. .33 seconds left to go in the heat. We got some good racing going on here. Everybody really tight and close here. As we can see, Randy Kirtley there in second by 1 lap to Guillermo Sire. And Guillermo Sire 1 lap ahead of Glenn Burden for 3rd position. Pretty much the rest of the way down, everybody's tied with 50 laps. But from top to bottom, we're looking at 7 laps separating these guys. And we're just now in a round robin at 2 of 8. So these cars are really, really close together. We're going to see more of about what the spread's going to totally be by heat 4. But that's going to be the strike for Jay, his first. So that's going to give Randy an opportunity here to get a lap up on him here. So now bringing that to 2 laps instead of 3. Randy Kirtley, of course, going to be able to, excuse me, bring his car down off of red lane here. Definitely a forerunner here at Lanes Raceway. Him and Guillermo Sire have been neck and neck, side by side the past week of racing in the series here. So they're always somewhat of front runners here. And it's going to be exciting to see how they perform. Now that car coming off there needs to stay where it was at, but anyways. It looks like it might be, oh, they still got 1 second, so that will be a strike on black. That's my fault there. Who was on black lane? It was Gunner on black lane, so who would take a strike there? But nonetheless, that's the end of the heat, so it didn't hurt Gunner too bad. Just about a second break there. Jay Latham right now turning 32 laps. He's several laps ahead of Bruce there, only other person to run yellow, 29. 31 on black. He's leading black right now, which black's going to be a show runner for sure. 31, just 1 lap ahead of Gunner as we end the second round robin heat. Going to head over to the strikes here. Go ahead and clear them off for the next heat. Check in on chat. No chat going on, just me hanging out here in the booth. NASCAR race up on the TV. They're racing Talladega today. Like I said, don't forget to check out Piranha Speedway for the USRA on Twitch. I believe it might be live all day long. They were running on the Blue King earlier, so definitely check those guys out too. See Guillermo Sire there working on his car up underneath the bridge here. I'll take you back to cam 1 and 2 and be right back with you.
The race starts in 1 minute. Race starts in 40 seconds.
Alright, we're getting back underway here, racing here at Lanes Raceway. A little bit of a troubled issue there on the orange lane. Ended up having to glue it down. The humidity and stuff changing on this track here at Lanes Raceway. Not very good insulated here at the Lanes Raceway. It's current. We got one split unit trying to cool or heat the whole place, and it ends up having such fluctuations in the temperature. We end up having track issues all the time like that. Nonetheless, blue going to take the first community here. And that's going to be for Glenn Burden. Right now, Jay Latham, your leader on orange, is still holding it down. Right now, 65 total laps for Jay, out in the lead, 3 of 8. So we get another track stoppage here. And that's going to be blue for a second community. So we are in strike territory right now. We get a stalled car in between the donut. The button wasn't pressed quick enough, so it ended up taking off. It looks to be the green car too. So it's going to be 2 people getting a strike here. It's on green, I believe white. So green and white lane, that'd be Randy and Bruce taking their first strike. Of course, dropping them a position because of that. Can't drop too many positions in the IROC class because you will lose. Because these guys don't wreck a lot in this class. Like I said, these Champion TurboFlex chassis handle really well as long as you don't get too aggressive on the trigger. A lot of times a slower sensitivity means the world to this car class. So that's going to be another strike on the white lane for Bruce Bullington. But that's the way I found it. Low sensitivity, low brake, because you want it to coast. We got a stalled car there on black. That car needs to be left in the spot. No, no, no. Leave that there. That wasn't his fault that that track came back on and he didn't take off. You didn't wreck there, did you, Nathaniel? Yeah, that ain't your fault. Yeah, whenever somebody else wrecks and somebody's in the high banks, it's because we don't run a lot of glue on this track. The cars will tend to slide down a smidge, and I hate to penalize somebody that didn't even do anything with the normal circumstances been through that corner. So, you know, there's certain places that brakes need to be given. In this case, that was a wreck, and it's going to be a strike for yellow, Gunner D. Like I said, this class is very, very few strikes anyway. As you can tell, the guys know how to race these cars pretty well. Once they get the understanding that low sensitivity is king here with a low amount of brake for coast, they tend to come around the donut pretty good and then able to justify being able to carry that back in pretty well. That's a strike for orange. A little overzealous with the strike there. Because they are so sensitive with sensitivity, if you don't dial it down, then what ends up happening is usually the wrecks take place around the corners there is simply because they're just too quick into the trigger and it makes the back end step out like a wing car or something that ain't sticking too well. Jay Latham still in the lead, best lap of 3.988. Not the best lap out there currently. Currently right now, the best lap is Nathaniel Burden with a 3.65 at 0. But we're going to see orange, yellow, and black take a strike. So we got several 2-strikers out there. It could spell disastrous for them. see a car choked to the outside wall. That's going to be yellow, and maybe his third there. That's 3 for yellow. So he'll be out for the remainder of the heat. You see the heat's got about 30 seconds left to go. Jay Latham, your leader. Guillermo Sire got it within a lap right now there on purple. Able to bring in some pretty good heatable laps there, as it looks like he's tied up there with Jay now with 87, about a lap difference between the two. Seconds left to go, and Guillermo slightly about 0.3 of a second each lap catching Jay Latham there as they roll it really, really tight together, about half a lap separating the two. But Jay Latham able to hang on there for just a little bit longer. So we head over here to the track mate and take a look. We see Guillermo Sire now, it says, in the lead with 92 laps. So I think he's just a hair behind Jay right now, but he's going to shortly be in the lead, averaging 30.7 amongst the two. Randy Kirtley would have been in the mix too. Got caught up in a wreck or two, so that ended up costing him 29.7 on average, 29 on average for Nathaniel Burden. Nathaniel back in the mix this week, holding it down yet again. Nathaniel did quite well last week, and we're seeing him be a force to be reckoned with in the spring series here at Lanes Raceway. Jackson Daugherty coming out of his shell last week, finishing towards the bottom, about mid-pack here this week. Him and Glenn about the same as he was about last week. Bruce getting back in the mix, also with Gunner here, newcomer. Both these guys first time running the brushless class, and Jay Latham also. So exciting to see that Jay's doing so well for his first time out running. Nonetheless, and take you over to cam 1 and 2 and let you watch the guys work, and we'll be right back with you. First off, I need to clear the strike system. Give me 1 sec. Clearing the strikes. It's check chat. Nothing going on in chat. Now I will leave you to 1 and 2 to watch the guys work. All right, Orange taking the first community there. I didn't miss it, folks. I was on my way. All right. Now we're going to see another one coming around here. As we see a little bit of rough action taken between Bruce and Jay there around the donut. See if they make it out of there alive. Nonetheless, yellow going to complete the second community. We are now in strikes. 3 strikes are out, folks. Guillermo Sire now in the lead, running the high side black there as he rolls around into the high banks. He's going to put his tail up in there to make sure that he starts when it goes. It's a good tactic there, as we're going to see a strike for orange. That's going to be a strike for Gunner. Ooh, we get a car coming off a little wildly there. Looks to be Nathaniel Burton there on yellow, if I'm not mistaken. No, Nathaniel's actually on the track. That's on white lane. That's going to be, I think, Jackson maybe. If I get a strike to take place there. No, it's Jay Latham on white. Sorry about that. Like, I don't know any of these cars. IROC's kind of hard because you can't pinpoint a person by their car because everybody's a different car every time they rotate. That's kind of confusing sometimes. A nice coast there down low on the high banks. We'll see a strike for red lane this time. That's going to be Bruce Bullington. Guillermo Sire there holding it down the black lane as we see him coming up underneath around the donut as he's battling it out against two other people right now. He's made a pretty good work of them. Jackson Darty there side by side with him on green, giving up about 2 car lengths a lap there. He's now trying to reel in purple lane to Glenn Burden, and he's catching him, but not by a lot. About maybe a half a car length per lap as we see him rolling around there, and we get a almost wreck between Glenn and Guillermo there in the horseshoe. 2 other guys involved in a wreck though. They're going to get strikes. That's going to be 1 for blue, Randy Kirtley, and 1 for orange, Gunner. So that's 2 for Gunner, 1 for Randy. Oh, as we get another shunt of a car just taking off hard underneath the bridge. Three cars involved in an incident. This will be 1 for black, 1 for yellow. That is 3 for orange. 1 for black and 1 for yellow. And of course, orange out now. Back to black lane. We still see that vigorous battle between Nathaniel and Guillermo here. Side by side, Guillermo and Nathaniel. Nathaniel not lifting 1 inch, no gains whatsoever each lap as they both battle it out here. They're coming up into a little bit of traffic here, clustering up. Will that make a change? And it does a little bit as Nathaniel lets off a little bit. Now they are literally side by side as they go around the donut here. Guillermo able to get just about a car length through the donut on him, but able to lose it to Nathaniel, getting it back through the S turns as we come to a 00 red light and end that exciting end portion of round robin 4 of 8. Guillermo Sire out in the lead with 125 with an average of 31.2 laps per heat. Jay Latham there in second with 30.2, 1 lap difference on average as he goes up into second position. Not yet ran any of his lower lanes, but what we can expect from Jay Latham looks pretty promising as he's run 32 total laps, him and Nathaniel both on yellow. So we'll probably see him run in the 33s or so down low where you can really make up those averages. Down from that, 29.8 for 2 positions, Randy and Nathaniel. Keep an eye on those guys as they're going to be for podium contenders for sure. Glenn, Jackson, Bruce, and Gunner bringing up the backside of the field. But it ain't over till it's over. It's going to all be changed in a moment's notice. You guys know how it is here. 1 to 3 strikes and you're out. And that's the difference between you being number 1 and being dead last in this class. So if you're interested in joining up into this IROC type series class here, brushless, very competitive little class here, but pretty fun. Give us a call here, 270-278-1400, Livermore, Kentucky. We'd love to have you involved in the racing. Let's take a look over here at the strike system and clear it on out for the next heat. And move right on into cam 1 and 2 so you can watch these guys work. We'll be right back with you.
The race starts in 1 minute.
All right, so we had a little broke wire issue there. So guys, go ahead and run it down now. I just need 1 sheet. Yeah, put the rest of that up. I only need 1 sheet. There's no reason of being up here. Trying to get some white vinyl for trying to piece a body together for the Hometown Hero Series before we get started here coming up later.
Race starts in 20 seconds.
15 seconds will be underway. Speaking of Hometown Hero Series, you guys interested in that, definitely give us a shout. We'll have several bodies come Monday. Here we go, 5 red lights dropping out to green. Guillermo Sire, your leader there on yellow lane. Yellow lane tends in this class to be one of the faster lanes relative to black lane for a while. Looks like black lane coming off there. Glenn Burden on black lane. And that is going to be the first community going. 4 red lights drop out to green. Here we go. Guillermo Sire on yellow, coming around the donut. Now, there he is. You see a stalled car there on the donut. Nobody hitting the track button until somebody got hit. second community down. Looks like red and green going to take that one. Ooh, and a big high-speed wad up there in the donut portion. So we see several cars involved, one car on top of the other. That's going to be one on purple, and it looks to be yellow. Know what they're looking for exactly here. Maybe a body pin missing or something. I think the guys are possibly looking to see if there's something to try. If the actual reality is the braids are too low on some of these cars, and it's making them stutter in and out. I think that's what happened there underneath the bridge. Car come to a rest, and the braid being too low to the car caused it to stutter. When full powered, it actually made enough connection that it made the car take off, and then it took off at full speed, causing it to hit another car. So I don't. Hang on one second. All right, it was a body clip. Hey, well, there was 2 cars involved in that incident. So yellow actually wasn't. It's purple and white. Let's go ahead and clear this out. We're finally back racing here. Body clips coming out of these cars. That's one thing I will say about these cars. The body clips that are in them, the little womp-womp style clips, they almost need an extra bend on the straight side, as it just does not want to clip really good in the hose. Another car coming off here underneath the bridge. Going to be a strike on black. Looks like a strike on blue too. Wait a minute here, we got 2 on blue? Or green, sorry. We get a car leaking out there, and the track call happening just in the nick of time. on green lane. That's 2 for Bruce. Ooh, and a hard hit as the Caterpillar pink car gets smoked going around the donut track. It's going to be a strike for Jackson on blue. About 30 seconds left to go in the heat. We're seeing some pretty good racing here now as we can focus a little bit more into the yellow lane of Guillermo Sire. A little bit side-by-side action with some of the other down-low racers here. Oh, as the car comes off, and it does collect Guillermo on that. It's like a 3-car parade here. Yellow, orange, and black is going to take a strike. It's 2 for black. Glenn Burton. Two, 3 cars coming off there. 3 seconds left to go. So red, white's going to be 2. What else we got? Red, white. That's 3 for green. And then 1 for yellow. That's 3 for green. Green. And that's a heat over. So as we can see, Guillermo Sire there out in the lead, 158 total laps, 31.6. Randy Kirtley 150, 30 on average, and Glenn Burden 149 tied up with Nathaniel Burden 149 at 29.8 to round up the top 3. Jay Latham 148, 147 for Jackson. These two still in the battle here really tightly. Bruce Bullinson still got a chance there, 139 as he's close. Gunnar Bender there, 117, getting his feet wet in this new series here. Exciting to see him try something a little bit quicker, as he's been pretty good when it comes to the GRC class. Heading over to the main portal here where you can see all our music, strikes, and everything. Checking on chat. All the guys running around behind me getting their cars worked on. Nothing going on in chat currently, so we're going to go ahead and clear out the whiteboard and head on into cam 1 and 2 and let you guys watch these guys work. I'm going to go work on a car myself for about 1 minute and 45 seconds. I'll be right back with you.
starts in 20 seconds. Race starts in 5 seconds. Get ready.
I got it. Go, go, go. Thank you.
All right, we're back. You can see the guys already taking off, running in their cars here. Guillermo Sire still holding down the lead. About 7 or so laps there, it looks to be. You see Guillermo there side by side with Nathaniel Burden there on white lane. You see a car coming off there in the horseshoe. Nathaniel Burden narrowly missing it. Going to be our first community here. That's going to be on red lane.
Get ready.
One second, folks. I'll be right back with you.
Yellow flag. 1 minute left.
All right, as we get another wreck here, I'm seeing what you're seeing. It looks like blue and green will take the second community. So both blue and green taking the second community strike here. We are now in 3 strikes, you're out territory as we got 2 minutes left, or 1 minute left to go in this 2-minute heat. Guillermo Sire there trying to catch the yellow lane of Glenn Burden there in horseshoes. We had come across 2 that come out of the track here. Gunner there trying his best to reach all the way across the track. See his dad Brian there grab those 2 cars and bring them back to the start finish line. Strike on black. We got a disconnection here. Black and purple. Take a strike. Already we're back into another wreck here as Ryan goes over and grabs the cars. 50 seconds left to go in this round robin, 6 of 8. Purple's going to take another strike. Man, Purple must have took offense to that. Looks like blue this time. Bruce Bullington. Going to take a strike. Purple's second. Guillermo Sire trying to reel in the green lane of Jay Latham here. And he's about staying equal with Jay. But down on below him there, Bruce Bullington trying to make a move there on blue to try to catch up with him. So we get a road to a stop here. 24 seconds left to go. Several people vehicle coming over here again to look at the car. Looks like purple. Jackson Darty. Glenn taking a look at the car. Something's going on with the car, possibly. This time, you know, when a lot of lay down time like this, it's always best to check your car, check your reset buttons there on the track to make sure it isn't a track issue or your controller is the issue. Exactly what's going on here. Maybe a braid or brush come out of the car, possibly. So evidently the gear came off the car. They're having issues putting the body back on. Looks like they finally got it under control there. One thing I do notice about the brushless cars, if you get them too tight in the rear end, they will not take off. So we'll see if this car even takes off. It doesn't. Looks like I might have to fix this car. Give me 1 second, folks. All right, that's going to be a strike on red. They're going to fix Jackson's car again. Problem with these cars is if you tighten them too much to the gear, unlike a brushed motor, they just can't seem to overcome that on initial takeoff for some reason. So they have to be super loose in the rear end. A lot of times you'll have an issue with this where it'll just kick the motor back and then not run. I think these motors definitely would be stronger in a sorter end style class, but I don't know how you could technically do that the way that the motors are actually made. So you'd almost have to, you know, somehow or another screw the screws in and solder the screws to the chassis or something. I don't really know. I don't even want to try to speculate how to engineer something like that to take place. But nonetheless, in these cars here, they use motor screws. And strip it out? Huh? Okay, folks, we're going to have a red flag condition here. I'm going to go figure out what's up with this car. I'll be right back with you. All right, folks, so we have to substitute a car in as we've got a stripped gear. Everybody in the race today, of course, will pay for that said stripped gear in that car, and then we'll get it put back on the car after the race. We are substituting in a racer that is yet to even run in the brushless race here, but we are substituting in Garrett Burden's brushless car as we continue the race on. And after a very, very stalled out heat, we have finally made it to the end of round robin 6 of 8. A lot of drama in that heat. 189 for Guillermo Sire, top of the level here. 31.5 on average laps. Randy Kirtley, 30.3. Glenn Burden, 30.3, as they're both tied up there with 182. 179 and below, we're looking from Nathaniel all the way down to Gunner at 145. Nonetheless, these guys running pretty good here. Like I said, we'll take a picture today of these racers, get their points added to everyone that's in it. Those that are not in it, of course, will not have to pay for the gear, but they will have to pay extra to get in this race. It's like a $15 race. So if they're in it, then they pay for the car, and they'll help pay for this gear that's stripped out today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people. You divide a $7, $8 gear from 8 people. It's just $1 a person, basically. So it just helps everybody have good equipment as they go to race, and no issues there. Minute and 45 seconds. Checking in on chat. Nothing really going on here. Just me hanging out in the seat. As we see everybody looking up under the bridge there, something's going on over there. We're over to cam 1 and 2 and let these guys work. I'll be right back with you. right, folks, 10 seconds it looks like here. What is going on here now? Hang on one second, folks. We're having all kinds of drama here in this race. All right, here we go. So another body issue is why they paused the clock. I got to clear out the strike system. And here we go. It's round robin 7 of 8 with the car substitute. Bruce Bullington going to be the first guy to run the substitute car for a full heat. We'll get the main car fixed up after the race. And then we'll, of course, put Garrett's car back up until it's needed again. So the first community on orange here. Let's see Brian Bender there helping a stranded Randy Kirtley there on yellow lane. Guillermo Sires still out in the lead there. White lane chasing people down the best he can. He's coming up on the red lane, but kind of keeping his distance. We see a car get shunted there to the outside wall there. It's in. The black lane is, but we got a car that did come out. Brian, of course, grabbed it, and it's going to be the second community, and that is going to be on Glenn Burden on orange lane. Second community. The L&P style or GT3 style cars here, they handle quite a bit worse than the L&P style cars. They kind of mix match like that in this race, kind of keeps it interesting for the racer, as you can get some of the laps made up for the L&P stuff, and which is the cars switch weekly, so you never know what lane you're going to get. Of course, I'm sure you would want the GTP style on your red and white lanes and stuff, as it handles a little bit better. And towards the middle, you'd like to have your GT3 style cars, like your Porsches and stuff like that. But nonetheless, you just don't know, and that's what makes it interesting. So you're starting to notice a lot of the times you're seeing the GT3 style cars a little more top heavy, not as good aerodynamics and stuff. Those are the ones that are wrecking, not so much the L&P GTP style cars. As we're going to see the first strike happening here for black lane. That's Jackson Darty taking the first strike. 52 seconds. We're halfway through the heat. Like I said, these guys are racing this class really good. We just had some issues with the track, and we've had, of course, some issues with some of the cars, motors backing out on them, and body issues here. The wrecks on this class are definitely not that hard unless people lose track of where their car's located. And that makes a big benefit for this style class. I really do like the motors that are in these cars, simply because they do max out pretty early on the back stretch and front stretch. So it makes it where you can keep your eye on it. So black and purple both going to receive a strike there. That's 2 for Jackson and 1 for Bruce Bullington. Four red lights drop out to green. Here we go. Randy Kirtley within 5 laps to Guillermo Sire, 4 laps from Glenn to Randy. So we got some tight racing here for the podium. And it's all going to boil down to this next minute and 30 seconds, basically, or 2 minutes and 30 seconds, because we got this and one more heat left, and that's it for this week. And the points will be added up. Now the difference between this series and last series, of course our fall series to our spring series, is I have been told by the other owner of Lanes Raceway that there will be drops or makeup races, one or the other. We have yet to decide what we're going to do with that, but nonetheless we're going to have that implemented this series, and that helps people that can't make it here every time. Now it's going to be the second strike on purple there for Bruce. We continue on. We get a couple hard hits there on the inside there. 12 seconds left to go. Is that purple and black both? If it is, they are gone. That's 3 for purple. 3 for purple and 3 for black, if that's black. Looks like Red Lane Nathaniel Burton going to take his first strike. Yep. So that one wreck cost purple and black drastically. They're closer to the bottom there. Gives Gunner a chance to catch them. Gunner's going to have a little bit of work ahead of him, though, to do there for 12 seconds. So you're not going to see much change here. And we get a red flag rotation. So we take a look here in the track mate. Guillermo Sire still out in the lead. 221 total laps, 31.6. As he's run pretty much 30 every single lap, or every single heat. Randy Kirtley there, 216, 30.9 on average. Right there with him, about a lap down as we go into one last heat to go. Randy Kirtley, of course, turning the best amount of laps on a heat, 34 on Yellow Lane. So Yellow Lane, just like I had speculated, was one of the faster lanes here today. And Randy is going to, of course, take that. Now, we haven't seen 35 so far this season, but 34 is the record, and that's a tie-up for this race. 210 laps for Jay Latham, 210 laps for Glenn Burton, 209 for Nathaniel Jackson, 202, 194 for Bruce, and can't see what Gunner is. There we go, 176 for Gunner. We'll take over a look here at the strike system. I'm going to go ahead and clear that out. And check on chat. Nothing going on in chat, so we'll move to cam 1 and 2, and I'll be right back with you. All right, we're back to race in the final minute and 56 seconds. All right, so it looks like orange and blue taking the first communities here. And that's going to be Randy Kirtley and Gunnar D. So we get another track call here to take place. Ryan looking for the car. And that's going to be one for orange. So 2 communities gone. We're in strike territory now. Minute and 33 seconds to decide who's going to bring home the win here. Randy Kirtley 7 laps down from Guillermo Sire. He's going to have to really hammer home to be able to get that. Not seeing that actually taking place here, as that's a lot of laps. Guillermo usually does hold pretty strong here. He's going to need Guillermo to wreck, basically. So see Randy Kirtley there. He's actually down a couple laps here. Purple Jay Latham looks like he's going to go back to the start-finish line here. Or actually, it wasn't Jay Latham. It was Black Lane. Bruce Bullington take a strike. And we get a little bit of a love touch from the white lane, sending green lane. Nathaniel. Lynn going to send his son. Or actually, it was Guillermo Sire going. So Guillermo's going to take a strike there on the red lane. This is the type of stuff that Randy's going to need if he's going to come back and get this. But minute and 16 seconds going to be a tough ask for sure, as Guillermo's running a pretty flawless red lane here so far. Another yellow flag and a nice coast there off red lane. Guillermo Sire's helping out with the track marshaling. Handing the car over to Brian there. Brian's going to bring her back, and it's going to be a strike for Black. His second. Bruce Bullington. One more. And Bruce will be setting out the remainder. Halfway through, still got 1 minute left of racing here. It's a lifetime for these racers. Stalled car there on white. Possibly came off and jumped on a lane. Immediately after this race, we're jumping into the hard body on the oval and wing car on the orange. And the old pink front end Caterpillar car stalled there on the donut. 35 seconds left to go. Looks like there's not much change happening in the top 3 here. Blue lane's going to take a strike. That's his Gunner's first one this heat. And we already got a car coming off yet again. And that's 2 for Guillermo Sire. One more, and there may be a chance for Randy and Jay to move up. Ooh, as we get 2 cars off there, the pink Caterpillar and the red car. Let's see, purple and blue. That's one for Jay and another one for Gunner. And several guys with 2 strikes here. And several seconds still left in the heat. As we get a rider and it gets sent completely off the track. It's going to be green lane. Nathaniel Burton there coming off. Somebody came off there. Looks like the pink car yet again with a white car. Let's see who that is. Blue and black. Both of those cars are off. That's 3 strikes for blue and 3 strikes for black. And that's pretty much it, folks. We had a pretty close battle there, top 3. Even 4 was trying to get in the mix there a little bit with Jay Latham, but he was able to hang it on there for 1 lap, and so was Nathaniel DeGlenn. So we take a look here at the track mate for the finishing results here in the IROC brushless class. 251 total laps. Guillermo Sire, an average of 31.4. Randy Kirtley, 245 total laps with an average of 30.6. Jay Latham to round up your top 3 with 242 total laps, an average of 30.2. So we're going to wait here and let the wife get a picture of this. But we'll go ahead and do our closing statements here. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching this. Don't forget, also today, they got a live stream on Piranha Speedways for the USRA slot car races going on. Check that stuff out. Check us out here coming up next, Group F wing car. And so we're going to do that on the orange track, and we'll intermittently go in between it and the oval for the hard body class for the rookie series, as the kiddos are going to be jumping in on that. And I think we're going to keep the points for them, and they're going to be running for a step-up car in that class. So it'll be pretty cool to see that. Nonetheless, thank you guys for tuning in and watching. And like I said, stay tuned. Coming up next, wing cars here at Lanes Raceway. God bless you.